One heart, two rolls. The alarm clock screamed at 5:30 a.m., but Aliya was already awake. She hadn't really slept, in the dim light of her small apartment kitchen. She stirred a pot of tea with one hand while flipping her daughter's school uniform on the ironing board with the other. She had 15 minutes before she needed to wake up little Sarah, get her ready for school, and somehow make it to her first job on time. From the outside, Aliya was just another woman on the bus every morning, quiet, tired, eyes fixed on the passing city. But inside, she was a storm of strength and exhaustion, living a life split in two. By day, she was a receptionist at a small clinic. By night, she was a delivery driver for a local food service. And somewhere in between, she was also a mother, a father, and a best friend to an 8-year-old who thought the sun rose just for her. Aliya's husband had died suddenly 2 years ago. The shock had left her in pieces, but Sarah's small hand in hers had been the glue that held those pieces together. There was no choice but to keep moving, no luxury for grief, when the rent was due and the fridge needed filling. Her colleagues at the clinic knew her as polite, efficient, and always smiling. But they didn't know that sometimes her lunch was just a glass of water, so Sarah could have extra fruit in her lunchbox. They didn't know she often worked late into the night, navigating dark streets with a delivery bag on her back, her phone constantly buzzing with new orders. They didn't know that every time she heard a car horn or a siren, her heart jumped because she had no one else to catch her if something happened. One rainy evening, while delivering an order, Aliya's motorbike skidded on a slick patch of road. She managed to keep control, but the jolt left her shaken. She sat on the side of the road for a minute, drenched, breathing hard. For the first time in months, she let the tears come. She wasn't crying from fear, she was crying from sheer exhaustion. That night, Sarah was still awake when she came home. The little girl ran to the door with a drawing in her hand.
"Mama, look, it's you.
See, you're wearing your clinic clothes here, and your delivery bag here." She pointed to 2 figures holding hands. "But you're the same. You're my mama in both." Aliya knelt down, her throat tight. "You know, Sarah, sometimes I worry I can't do enough for you." Sarah shook her head with the certainty only a child can have. "You do everything for me. You're my mama and my papa. You have one heart, but you do 2 jobs. That's like magic." In that moment, the heaviness in Aliya's chest eased just a little. She still had bills, still had long shifts ahead, still had sleepless nights. But she also had the unshakable truth that, in Sarah's eyes, she was enough. More than enough. Months later, an opportunity came at the clinic, a position for a full-time administrative officer with better pay. It meant she could finally leave the delivery job, spend evenings at home, and maybe, just maybe, start dreaming again. She applied nervously, certain there were better qualified candidates. But during the interview, when asked how she handled pressure, she smiled and said, "I've been playing 2 roles with one heart for the last 2 years. Pressure doesn't scare me anymore." She got the job. On her first evening free from deliveries, Aliya and Sarah made a small cake together. As they sat eating in the warm glow of their kitchen, Sarah looked up and said, "Mama, now you can rest more." Aliya smiled. "A little. But you know what? Even when it was hard, I was still happy. Because I had you." The road ahead was still uncertain, but Aliya had learned that strength isn't about never falling. It's about getting up, again and again, for the people who need you. Message: sometimes life forces you to play more than one role. It's exhausting, it's relentless, but love,